G'day, my name's Russ, and in this tutorial I want to show how to make a randomized footstep script. So let's just jump straight into it. So I've got this script here which I've put together, and I'm just going to run from top to bottom and explain how it works. So essentially the goal with this script is to be able to randomize a bunch of footstep sounds so that we don't get the same footstep sound every time, and also to like modulate pitch and volume. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to use the audio clip array to store the clips that we want, and then the list is what we're going to use to play the sound. And each time we play a sound from the list, which is random, we're going to remove that sound, which then makes it impossible for that sound to be played again. I'll keep going along these variables and you'll eventually get how that's going to work. So I've got an audio source variable, so that's what is going to play our sound. I've got this walking speed variable, which is going to define the pacing of the footsteps, and a mixer group one, which we can use to assign the mixer of the sounds. Then here's for the modulation, and a boolean to check if the player is moving. On start, essentially all this is doing is I'm just setting the length, I'm just setting the index size of the list equal to the length of the steps, which is the audio clip array. And then I'm doing a invoke repeating, which this essentially just calls a function over and over again depending on this repeat rate, which is my walking speed. Then for here, essentially what I'm doing is I'm just adding a audio component via script. So normally what a lot of people know for doing this is you make like a public audio source, and then in the inspector you drag it in and everything, and yeah, that's all good, but I think this is just like more efficient, and like it's just better to have stuff in code, I think, and so you just avoid less troubles, I think. And then here I'm just setting the audio mixer group for the source to the mix output, so whatever I hear that I assign in the inspector. Then I'm using a for loop, which is using the length of the audio clip array. And then what I'm doing here is I'm getting the random list, so I'm getting the random list, so this is a list of audio clips, and I'm getting I, which is going to be the contents of the list. So I is just like the index, so it's going to go through every index of the list, and then it's going to populate those indexes with the files that are in the audio clip array. Then in update, I'm just essentially checking if the player is moving using this simple get access setup, and then setting a boolean true or false. And then we'll come down to here, and so I've got this call footsteps, so that's what this invoke repeating is calling. And then it's checking if the player's moving. So if the player's moving, true. Then we come to play random sound, and this is where we're doing the magic essentially. So we've made a variable here called int I, which is getting the random.range and it is getting a value of 0 to randomList.count. So that's essentially the length of the list, like how many items are in the list. So I said before how every time we play a sound from the list, we're going to remove it. So just say we did random.range and we got like the index of 4, right? Maybe there was like 4 in total, and now there'll be 3. So it won't like throw up an error or something and be like where you're out of range or something. So then this area here is where I'm doing the pitch and volume modulation. So I'm just getting this pitch of the audio source, doing random range, and then using my pitch variables and doing the same for volume. So this is just essentially this random range setup is just like a vector 2 setup, so like 2 floats. And then for source, and then here I'm playing the audio source, so I'm just doing play one shot, and then it wants a audio clip for that. So for that I'm using a file from the audio list, which will be I, which is a random range from 0 to the random list.count. Then we're going to remove whatever item is at I, so that's whatever this is. So if this gets 4 then it's going to play clip 4 and then remove clip 4, so we won't hear it again. Then once we hit 0 audio clips in the list, we're going to reset, which is going to call this function here, which is going to use a for loop, and it's essentially just going to add to the list whatever's in the audio clip array, which is here. And then essentially it's just going to keep doing that, rinse repeat, and that's essentially how the script works. And what we can do is I can show in game how this looks, because I've set the list to public, so you'll be able to see as they remove. So I can go 6. I think I have quite a few footsteps, so I have some wooden footsteps here, so I can chuck them in here. Now I can also set the walking speed, I can set the output of the mixer and adjust my min and max values. I have these default values as I find they're pretty good. You never really have to use anything other than those. So now if I hit play, you'll see that the audio list populated with whatever was in the audio clip array. So now if I go for a walk, you'll see that they're randomly removed. You get random sounding, you get a very simple randomized footsteps setup. So yeah, that's how to make a simple randomized footstep script within Unity with C#. Think about doing some just short videos like this, just short and sweet, and just how to do something that maybe some people struggled with or couldn't find an easy solution. But yeah, I'll post the full link to this script in the description, so like anyone can just download this and try it out.